So this is just an evening after work, and the 61 is ready to attempt making its first start. And I really don't expect it to run. It might, but you know, it's the crankshaft was changed out. The keyway position on the crankshaft's different. We're using a flywheel from a 372 because we figured out that it would bolt up. And what are the odds that our ignition timing is correct after all this? You know what I mean? Pretty slim. But we're going to give it a try anyway, just to see. I'm going to give her a little prime here. This is the bottle that says bang. That's my priming juice. We're going to see if she pops. All right. What is this? 61. It's the white top 61. It's a 268 top end. And there's a 372 flywheel on it. We've done everything. The top end, the crankshaft, everything has been changed out on this. Let's see what happens. I don't have it choked or nothing right now. It's got more compression than I thought it would. Hey, we actually got some fire there. And the flywheel came off. Livity. Something happened there. All right, we're gonna give it another try. It sheared the flywheel key off and spun the nut back out. Maybe this fit of the flywheel, you know, the taper, maybe it's not as good as I thought it was. Let's see what she does. Okay, a couple of small issues. I'm actually surprised it ran that good. Definitely feels like the timing's really early is what it feels like. It was trying to pull the starter rope out of my hand as I was starting it. Like, it was really trying hard. But the screws that hold the carburetor to the cylinder, like the whole assembly, they're backing out on their own. Like, they just vibrate loose. And the idle screw, the idle adjustment screw, it freaking backed itself all the way out and fell here somewhere. I'll have to find it. So basically it developed like a severe air leak, bad enough that even the choke wouldn't shut it off. I had to yank the spark plug. But the fact that it's running tells me that I'm at least close, that close, you know what I mean? It felt really early on the timing, so I should be able to just back that flywheel off a little bit and figure out what's going on here with this these screws. You know, I could Loctite them in, but something feels off. Like the threads ain't quite right. You know what I mean? Like you guys have turned a bolt into something and the threads just weren't quite right. You know how it feels? That's kind of how this feels whenever I put her together. And I might have fuel leaking out of the carburetor. I don't know. We'll see. But at least we're this close. We got a running saw. So hopefully I can get this figured out and have this saw cutting wood this weekend. Hopefully we can just add it to this video. So, hey, we'll see how she goes. I just want to add real quick. It's got more compression than I thought it would. So I did a compression test and it's at 190 PSI. I just wanted to mention that in the video. Alrighty, 190 PSI. It's alive! Finally! Ah. So far, the starter switch, there's no starter switch in it. The factory starter switch was shot. I got an aftermarket one, but it's really crappy. I'm gonna see if I can find something better. And it didn't have a chain tensioner, and I figured out that the chain tensioner out of a home light, super easy, will go right in, no modifications. I'm getting ready to hop on the tractor and run that 61, but this is ice. It's been raining, and because of the frozen ground, I'm just building ice on the road, you know what I mean? I think I'm gonna try to scrape her down because I think, what is it, like by 4 o'clock today, the temperature starts dropping, and it's gonna keep dropping until we get to the single digits. I think, yeah, after today. So it's gonna take about 2 days. We're gonna be in single digits. So whatever I don't get up by 4 o'clock today is gonna be there for a while. It might sound like it's raining. It's not right now. It's the ice on these trees. It's melting off. That's what you're hearing. And we got more of this stuff coming. So lovely. All right, here we go. First attempted cuts. I do expect the ignition timing to be way off. So I do not expect a great performer at this time. It just depends on what I get into here today. Trying to get some of this ice out of here. Whether or not I get into tweaking on this timing. So I do not expect this saw to take off, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I think the timing is still off. It was really far advanced. I backed it off a pretty decent amount, and I don't know, the tune in the shop and everything was telling me that it feels like it's actually running pretty late now. So I think I took it too far. But we're gonna run it here. This is gonna be the first attempted cuts of this saw. It's a Husqvarna 61, new crank, new bearings. It's a 268 top end, a 372 flywheel, you know, bunch of little mods. Let's see what she does.
I'm actually pretty happy. It's really struggling to make a cut right now, but that's because it's not oiling, or at least not enough. That chain's dry as a bone. Just no oil, you know. Just one more thing to repair. We've had to repair everything else, didn't we? She had this thing where she's wanting to shut off. Like I'd come out of a cut, let it idle for a second, I'd touch the sugar, it would shut off. But all that seemed to be is it was just a fat tune. Because as I started leaning it out, that issue went away, and it was on the high speed side. And I think what I'm doing is I'm overcompensating a richer tune because, well, there's two things. The bar oil, there's no bar oil, so the chain's really struggling to turn. And this chain is extremely freaking hungry. It is really pulling super hard. So probably a combination of those two things has caused me to want to tune it a little on the fat side and not lean it out properly. But as I started getting it leaned out, all that started going away. So really the only issue I'm finding right now is just with the bar oil and getting that chain came down a little bit. So I think when we do that, she'll start cutting a lot better. You know what I mean? But I'm really happy. I finally got the thing running. It took forever. So there we go. First cuts on the 61. Finally got her up and running. I think the next agenda for this saw is to order all new oil pump parts. Just to replace everything. And we should catch whatever is causing our problem. You know what I mean? Probably the pump itself, I'm betting, because the worm gear, I mean, that's new. It's either the pump or the hose. I'd say that. One of those two. But I'm going to look at ordering all new parts for the oil pump. And, you know, I'm actually pretty happy, though. This thing is finally up and running. It's just going to get better from here. Once I get once I get that chain tamed down a little bit and this thing oiling, you're gonna start seeing it run better. She was really, really working hard for it today. Really hard. So, you know what I mean? Comes with the territory, I guess. You might have even been able to tell, like this wood is frozen and she was not cutting smooth, not one bit. And it's because that chain is just a bit on the hungry side. This is, well, I could technically pull this chain off and save it for the races. That's the way this chain is set up. It's set up to run a softer wood at the races. So a little bit much for this saw, I bet. It's better suited for like an 70, 80 cc ported saw. You know what I mean? I should probably run this saw on something like C83, give you guys a better idea of how she runs. But I don't know. I like my chains. Anyway, hey, hope you enjoyed this one. She's been a long journey. 61's up and running. So yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. Later.